Hello everybody, Rick Melero here, and I am here with my good friend and business partner, Luis. We go way back. Many years. Today we're kind of at the same time talking and planning as I'm packing for this Ukraine trip. We've been going there now for over 8 years, and honestly, since the war started, going there gets a little bit more scary every time, and so obviously that's a part of the journey, but we're also fully committed to make a difference, so part of that commitment is taking action.
Elijah Melero.
Hi, my name is Dayton, and I'm the oldest of Rick's children.
My name is Rochelle.
How do I feel about my dad going to Ukraine? I'm a little scared, but I'm kind of glad so then he can reach other people so then other kids can have hope.
How do I feel about my dad going to Ukraine? It's kind of a whirlwind of emotions, to be honest with you. I'm excited for the impact that he's going to have on people's lives. And luckily, every time he's gone, God has given me this overwhelming sense of peace that he's going to be with my dad and keep him safe, keep him protected. So I never really worry when he's up there. I'm just excited for the stories he's going to bring back.
How do I feel about my husband going to Ukraine? Mixed feelings. I'm thrilled that he is being called and he is pursuing this calling and passion he has. But again, my husband's going away, period, so that sucks. But he's also going to a war-torn country. That's kind of scary too, but I guess that's where faith comes in, right? How do I feel about having a family full of purpose? I don't know any other way to live. Like, what's the purpose of being here if we're not following what God's called us to and a purpose we feel led to?
Living in a family with purpose, and it feels happy at some times but low at others, so I'm just glad that my dad can do this.
Living with a family with purpose, I think is kind of, I think every family has purpose, but I think sometimes they're not as clear or as, they don't know what their purpose is. And I know that my dad, Rick, has always talked about impact. And it's not necessarily leaving a legacy, but it's leaving impact for other people and for the kingdom of God. So how we serve people this week, or what are we doing to, better people's lives? Are we giving selflessly? Are we helping people, even when we don't want to help them? And so I think it's less of purpose and more of just an impact to just love others and, be there for them.
And last year, you guys were very close to the front lines, but now with all the activity going on, how do you feel about this trip?
Yeah, so you're right. I mean, last year, we were literally less than 2 miles from the front line. So we were feeling bombs going off, things were going crazy. For whatever reason though, it was a smaller team. I didn't really feel concerns. This year, we're gonna be bringing a camp of kids from the front lines to our property on the west. So we're gonna be working with these kids. And I'm actually, for whatever reason, more uneasy this time just because of everything that's going on. But also because of how much has been going on. I know from last time meeting a few kids that is more of an emotional toll because these kids are coming, and the last time I met the few, some of them were talking about how their mom died in front of them. And so that just takes a huge toll when kids suffer like that. And so I know we're gonna have a bus of close to 100 kids that's gonna be with us for this week. So it's I'm a little emotional about it. I don't know what to expect at this point other than I know it's gonna be painful.
You expect to be having access to communication, be able to communicate with family and everybody else?
Yeah, so luckily our base is pretty well set up. We have a really awesome generator that was one of our sponsors paid for. And so we will be able to communicate with the family, we'll be able to communicate with the team. But obviously, I'm sure there'll be some reception issues, because of the way that things are going right now.
Especially now that there's so much turmoil throughout the world. I mean, it's kind of scary to think that, it could be seen as an opportunity to expand the war towards Ukraine a little bit more. Are you concerned about that?
A little bit, because it's getting so hostile, right? And so there's these politics that usually are behind the scenes working their way. And so just even talking to our local team, I'll give you an example. So I've been in Kiev multiple times, and this is one of my friends here from Kiev. His building was hit just a couple of weeks ago. So that's how real it is. And I was trying to reach out to him for 4 or 5 weeks before he finally responded the other day. Now he's hysterical. He's one of the reasons why I like going, but here's his message. Bro, thank you for being with us, for coming here without looking at anything. You inspire me. I can imagine how many things you have to postpone to come here. You're very cool. You're an example for me, and I love you guys. And he's like, now I understand the secret to your success in business. You're not just one of those people who sprint 5 or 10K kilometers really fast. You're a marathon runner who keeps going long after most have stopped. He's like, I'm glad that we met. They have a family, he has a daughter. And so that's one of the reasons why we're going, right? So even though it's scary and yeah, there's craziness going on, and my friend's building got hit the other day, at the end of the day, that's why we go, to bring hope and to really show them that we have their support, not just in words, but in action.
And knowing that you're going, and people knowing that you're going from the United States and the team, do they have any like special requests, like real special requests for any assistance or any new technology? Yesterday we were in a call and they were talking about some new technology for tourniquets and things like that. So have you had any specific requests for things like that?
That's a really good question. Actually, yeah, you're right. I mean, we're looking at tourniquets. The fact that I have to bring one freaks me out. You know, like it's crazy. We had to do a training on this. But you're right. Like, for example, they're always looking for life-saving aid. So those kind of tourniquets that we discussed is going to be a huge blessing to people there. I'll give you another example, like a random request I didn't know from the last trip that we ended up getting. And that is, when we were in the front lines, we met a bunch of firefighters. All of them have scars and cuts, and they're like healing all over their bodies. And so one of the requests last year was, hey, can you just bring us some like used firefighter gear so that when we run into burning buildings, we're not being burned. Okay. So it's like little things like that. So obviously that's one of the things on our list. We have the Polk County Department donated a bunch of their old gear. We have people that are having issues with clean drinking water. So we have literally bought hundreds of thousands of these straws, life straws that you can literally drink out of a river or wherever.
So it filters the water.
It filters the water. So just practical stuff like that. But the other thing that a lot of them are asking for, more than even some of these life-sustaining things, is like they want to feel like they haven't been abandoned. So they're looking for help. Like, I just want to connect with somebody. And so we're trying to use the ministry that we're working with in Mission 823 to connect some of these kids who lost a loved one with some long-term support that's going to be with them for the next 10 years, you know?
All right, so what else are you bringing to Ukraine?
Yeah, I try to keep it simple, man. After the few times we went, I remember bringing a whole bag and we lost the bag, so I got stuck having to wear the same clothes quite a bit. So I try to keep it simple, just sports clothes that are comfortable, some hiking boots, tourniquet, some jeans, and just my heart is wide open for what we're gonna do. I really just believe that going out there is the important thing to do right now on behalf of our company, on behalf of our staff. You know, we really believe in investing with a purpose, and so we've been blessed that the company has grown and we're able to reinvest in projects like this. So Luis, thank you for holding down the fort. I know that takes a lot of work. A whole team is a lot of work to take care of. But I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to go out there and love on these kids, spend time with them, and then provide the resources because our company was able to invest with purpose. So for those of you that are looking to do more than just exist, I want to call you out. Join us. Join us in prayer. Join us in business. And if you want, join us on the trip. We go every year. So if you want to join and be a part of something that is full of significance and impact, we would love to welcome you to join our team so that together we can go and change the world.
That's right.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it was valuable to you. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. And also, if you have some additional tips or strategies that you want us to cover with real live action projects that we fund, feel free to put those in the comments. We look forward to sharing with you more content. Until we meet again, don't forget to invest with purpose.